Hello YouTube, Beat here back with another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over a figure I've been wanting for a little while, and he wasn't very expensive. It is the Bandai Japan Ultraman Belial. This is like his original form before, you know, the scarring from their power source and alien red blood and everything. And I got this form to go with my Belials because I love Belial, and also for a certain web series that I do. Which you'll figure out stuff about that later. But yeah, this is Ultraman Belial in his original state. So, you know, more people go for the red and black one. Here's the red and silver. I do have his tag attached still. I'll take it off eventually. I've had this figure for a little while now, but I've been leaving the tag on for the review, so I make sure I have it with me. From the Ultra Monster series here, as you can see. It's in the Monster series, I guess, because he's a villain, and they didn't want to put a villain in the Hero series. I don't know. They did the same thing with Dark Zagi. I think he's an EX, though. But that's, you know, the tag, opposite side of all this, you know, stuff on it. But, whatever. So, yeah, you're pretty much just your standard Bandai vinyl Ultraman. Articulation, he's got the Ultra Articulation with the arm swivels and the waist swivel. You guys knew that already. So, you know, that's that. Just the 3 points. I'm not complaining, honestly. You know, it's whatever to me. I prefer him more posable, but I actually have the Ultra Act of him in his more common form, which you'll see in a bit. Detail and paint. Let's go on into it. Blue color timer. Not looking bad at all. Not looking bad at all. He still has kind of his, I don't want to call them beady. They're quite the opposite of beady. But, you know, all the good Ultra characters have like these rounder eyes, and his eyes are kind of like sharper. They make him seem a little more villainous, even though he's not quite villainous yet. But he just have like kind of a rough face. Like he just seems a little off compared to other Ultras, you know what I mean? He's got sharper points instead of like rounded parts, which more Ultras have. And even his red markings on his body look like jagged and sharp, and they're kind of aggressive looking. I think they did a good job on his design, honestly. You know, I think he looks good. The paint's clean for the most part. There are a few little areas like the shoulder here where there's some like silver where some red should be, or some red where there's no red where silver should be. There's actually just silver where red should be. I think the plastic might be, the plastic's red with silver paint over it. And you know, you got all the Bandai information on the feet. That Ultra butt, he's kind of flat. He's got his spine, the height of the zipper, and, you know, a little profile there. So yeah, that's that for Belial's detail and paint, you know, just pretty basic. Even though it looks good, it looks good. So we're going to do size comparisons, and they're going to be really, really fast. First up, here's just some Ultra Hero Series figures. Here on the left we have Ultra Mother, aka Mother of Ultra, and here on the right, the original Ultraman. Yeah, and you know, I think he scales great with these guys. I like how he's a bit bigger than the regular Ultraman. Plus, you know, the suits had improved at this point anyways. But I like he's kind of got some bulk to him compared to my other Ultras here. Now he's compared to some Ultra monsters. Here on the left we have Bogal from Ultraman Mebius, and here on the right we have If the Fourth Form from Ultraman Max. Now he's next to some of N.e.c.a's kaiju related figures. Here on the left we have the 1954 Godzilla, and here on the right the Anchorage Attack Gypsy Danger. So just him with some American stuff. And here he is with some other vinyl figures. Here on the left we have the Bandai Japan Toys Dream Project Titanosaurus, and here on the right the Bandai Creations second sculpt for 1954 Godzilla. So another 1954 Godzilla, and that's how he looks with those. And here he is with another American figure on the left, the Bandai Creations Fire Rodan, which is what he was labeled on the packaging, but it's just because he's red. It's Final Wars Rodan. And here on the right, another Japanese figure. Had to show him with a Gamera. So here's Showa Gamera, and this is a repaint of the Memorial Box one that's not Memorial Box. And so yeah, you know, that's some other soft vinyl figures. And lastly, here he is next to some other versions of himself. So, you know, on the right here we have our Spark doll for the Kaiser Belial figure, who we have reviewed, and it's a really cool looking form. I think I heard someone say that there's more paint detail on this version than the original release version, and I know for a fact it's also way cheaper because I bought it. So get this guy right now. And then here on the left we have the Ultra Act Ultraman Belial once he's in his more familiar state. And he's super articulate. He's all hunched over and stuff right now because that's kind of how he stands most of the time. And that's just how he looks with these other versions of himself. And if you're wondering about this cape, it does not come with the Ultra Act Belial. This is a cape from a Bionicle. Verizian or something I think was his name. The Paraka looking dude that rode on the back of the giant spider monster. It's his cape. But I use it in my web series on him, so there you go. If you want to check out that web series, by the way, it's called Ultra Kaiju Brothers. It's on my B3 Productions channel. You can check out a link to B3 Productions in the description below. It's a spin-off of our show on this channel. Our show on this channel is not Ultra Kaiju Brothers. Our show on this channel, Godzilla and Gigan, and on B3 Productions, there's also an Ask Godzilla and Gigan, which is a Q&A portion for our show as well. So you can check that out. But yeah, as you couldn't really see the top of this guy before because he's so big. That's how they look. I haven't really been commenting on the sizing. Obviously that doesn't work. If you've seen the movie with this guy, he's like, whoa! He could hold him in his hand like this. But I wasn't really commenting on the sizing just to save time because kaiju reviews and stuff have so many size comparisons, and he'll scale with Monster Arts really the same as he scaled with the N.e.c.a. Godzilla. I just don't have a Monster Art in my apartment. I'm filming this in my apartment, so sorry guys. But yeah, so that's size comparisons. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on Ultraman Belial's first form figure here from Bandai? I like it. I like it just as much as I like any of my other, Bandai standard vinyl Ultraman. He's a cool figure. He really didn't cost me that much. I don't think it was more than $15 with shipping. I don't remember. I used Amazon gift card on him and my Ultra Act. Okay, so I bought an Ultra Act Ultra Father alongside this guy, right? Also getting him for the show. And it came here in the mail. And UPS tried to deliver it but couldn't. And instead of leaving it in the leasing office like they're supposed to do with packages, they took it back to the post office, never notified me that they took it back to the post office, and then eventually I check the shipping tracking. I'm like, why is this package taking so long? Normally I give packages a little time because you know what? People are busy, there's lots of shipping stuff. I ordered it around the holidays, so and the thing said it was in Miami, and I was like, oh, it'll be here soon. So I waited some more, Then I looked back, and it's still in Miami. I'm like, what's going on? So I emailed the people, and they say that UPS brought it to me, didn't tell me about it, and I was like, well, they didn't notify me. And apparently, it had stayed at the post office too long, so they shipped it back to Japan. What? You should have notified me. I would have gone down to the post office. But they shipped it back to Japan without notifying me about anything. So it's headed back to Japan, and then once it gets there, I gotta wait for it to come all the way back here. And I asked them just to ship me a new one since that one's already on the way back, but they didn't want to do that. I guess they didn't have any more or something. So I have to wait till it gets back to them, and then they're gonna send it back to me. Gee, that was... I paid a lot for shipping on that, so I would like it to show up. Anyways, I'm just ranting about that. You'll see that rant again in that review if it ever gets here. But yeah, so all in all, I'm gonna give this Belial 4 out of 5 stars. There's really not much wrong with him, just a little bit of trouble on the paint borders, and that's really it. No problem. The articulation was expected, but he was cheap. This guy was cheap. So doesn't bother me. He's great. He's going to go great in the web series. Actually, he's not technically for the web series. He's for the movie that I want to make after season 1. If I could ever get season 1 completed. I'm stuck on the date episode. It's taking me forever. But yeah, that's it, everyone. Thank you all so much. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. As I said, links in the description. Just thank you all so much for your support. I do this for you guys. It's my creative outlet. And the fact that you guys are here supporting me, it makes it all worthwhile. So thank you all once again, and I'll see you all later.